And so began this study of where could these two meet each other? What's the difference between the healing principle and the power of the now? What's Barth doing? What's Eckhart doing? And in this broke forward, and there was a meeting with some ISSP people at that time. We talked about the difference between consciousness and awareness. Mm-hmm. It was kind of already like, we can give it two different names, it's two different windows. And so that was for a few months, exploring the difference. What is it to be really conscious, to be really... Because when you're conscious, you become very aware of the physical body, the physical space, the breathing, the sense perceptions, the eyes, the touch. All of this is very blissful and very conscious. When you're aware, it's much more attuning to atmospheres. Much more allowing that which isn't in a strict physical form, like in painting, drawing, the imagination to take form, dreams. But I have all the time, through all the healing courses, been neglecting my root chakra and the coccyx. Mm. Partly because it was just not free, it was blocked. And it seemed to me that if there were two, there has to be a third. And they began hanging out around the tailbone. Just not pushing, because I know that's not good. Just really blending in the atmosphere of how the densest part of the kind of physical matter, the base of the spine. And at a certain stage, it was as if this little bone became the universe. I was me, physically, inside it. And I was driving to work through a tunnel. And every thought that came, I could let go of because it was passing. It was just a thought. And then feelings started coming forward. And every feeling that came, it was, okay, it's just a feeling. And fears started to arise. And every fear, this all happened in the tunnel. It's a long tunnel going through the Carmel Mountain. You never come out the other side the same as you went in. So every feeling. And it kind of drops at once very much into a kind of altered state of total intimacy with everybody and everything, without any shyness. It was as if a whole layer of fear, this is how it happened for me, it can be different. But it was at that stage, a whole layer of fear fell off. And I went into do this technology transfer work that I do, and I'm talking to the person, and the forms are all behaving, and I'm still totally sane, but it's gone. And it started a whole process then, which at first was quite amazing, and then there was a stage of horror, of the things which I refused from some deep unconscious place to believe were not real. The things that I thought were bigger than me, like the core layers of fear. And I spent quite a few days in a kind of... at the same time that I was witnessing it and knowing that this is cuckoo, but really in a private reality of horror, of my own worst nightmare. And it went on until there was a space opened up in which I realized that I'm bigger than it. I'm not that. I'm seeing it. It's not bigger than my own death. It's not bigger than my life. This horror that caught me. Since then, I'm not still yet totally free. But I can see the demons. It's like, here you are. You know. When will you grow tired? When they come with the fear and it's a very kind of dready atmosphere. And I'm so grateful to this process that it begins to loosen up and to become free. Because at the same time that there's the bad story, the kind of the horror show, which we all love to watch on TV anyway. But it's not, it's terrible when you're in it. At the same time that this was there, there was also such a feeling of liberation and space. And perhaps the best word is strength, a very unconditional strength. It doesn't mean that I'm not afraid to die, but the grip of that fear, for example, or the afraid to go insane, or afraid to be abandoned. But the grip is much less, and the strength is much more, because the strength is in the one that's been watching all of this time, that never changed. And in that space, which is even behind peace and love, it's really okay. Everything is really okay. Everything that happened, everything that could happen in the future. Everything we achieved, everything that we failed, it's really okay. And when I look out into the atmosphere of the world, as I see it reflected from my perspective, it seems to me a really important message, that it's really okay. And that's a message of emptiness.